Hey everybody, this is Jordan Hubbard with the Selling with CC team. I'm the marketing coordinator, and we are so lucky today. We have Al Nicoletti, who is a local probate attorney who's actually here to teach a class for both real estate agents and the community. And he's here just to talk about all things probate real estate and what you need to know. So, Al.
Well, great. Thank you so much for having me. I remember when Katie was telling me we were going to do a video together, and I'm so happy I'm sitting here. I love the CC team. Everybody on it is amazing, so it's a real pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. Okay, so first we'll just get started. What exactly is probate real estate?
So what probate real estate really is you have situations where somebody owns real estate, right? A person, it could be mom, it could be dad. Well, if they die and they own it, in order for the heirs, their children, it could be brothers and sisters, whoever's down the line to inevitably inherit it, you have to go through this process. And it just transfers over. So all I'm doing in a probate situation is we are formally telling the court who owned the property, who are the children, and just moving it over. And that is it. So when that happens a lot with real estate is because somebody owns that property and it's in their name. Because at the end of the day, it's all about title. So if that person's on the title and you have to get it over, that's the process of moving it. And you'd be so surprised how many types of properties and how many situations this happens, because you can have the property in the name of a husband and there's a spouse, they're married, but only husband's on the deed, and the spouse thinks, oh, I get the property. Well, it doesn't really happen that way so fast. She's not on the deed. So we need to figure out a way to move it over. It gets complicated from there, but that's a whole thing.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah, it gets complicated from there, but the whole idea is that you have a process that moves it over and gets it to the children. Now, if there's a sale of real property, they are now authorized to sell the real estate.
Okay, so as you guys can see, this is tricky, which is why you need somebody like Al to help you out with this. All right, so Al, tell us, so what exactly do you do, like helping people walk through that process when something like that happens and they have no idea what they're doing? What do you do?
So one of the first things I do is I love sitting down with the heirs or the people that may be inheriting the property. One of the first things you do is that, because you have to lay out all the cards on the table. You have to see what assets there are, who's around, and then figure out the story from there, because it does get complicated. There could be a homestead property or secondary rental properties, or maybe there's a bank account or an IRA or something where there was no beneficiary designated. So you really have to lay out all of the documents, everything on the table, and from there we can analyze who technically inherits it. So in the whole probate process, you're always analyzing the inheritance line, you're analyzing the assets of the estate, and what kind of estate it is, because it depends on date of death, if it's more than 2 years, if it's less than 2 years. There's a process to it. But you always talk to people, because it's no different from any other business that we do in every day. It's all about talking and figuring out, and when I'm ready, or we're all mutually ready, we have a game plan, and it's all about being efficient, getting everything up front, figuring out how to tackle it, and then we execute from there.
Okay, I love that, because that's how we roll here also.
Right, that's a great thing. I mean, that's how you want to approach matters. You want to be able to execute and be efficient.
Absolutely. Okay, so if somebody wanted to get started to just learning, just in case something happened, or from like a real estate agent standpoint, how would you suggest they get started in the process of learning about probate real estate?
So first and foremost, what I would tell them is to follow me on my social media links, to follow me on Facebook. I teach classes on this. I go through this with realtors, investors. I have boot camps. When everything opens back up again, I'll be doing in-person seminars, boot camps, all of it. And I think that's a great way to learn, because it's not just about all the words that we have in our whole law area. There's a whole other side to it that's so simple and it's easy, and we make it simple for people to understand. But the other thing I would tell people is this. You can't get started in it until you start doing it. And I would just say, just start, find something, find a deal, get started with the whole process, and don't refer it out. If you end up getting a probate situation, let's figure it out. Let's find out what we have to do, dive in, figure out the whole story. And if it doesn't work or it's really complicated, at least we'll all find out together.
Right, so it's always a learning process.
Always.
Okay, good to know. All right, and so what is the best way for people to get in touch with you?
So the best way for people to get in touch with me is you can find me at the law firm, which is the phone number 904-246-9994. But more importantly, find me on Facebook at, I think it's Attorney Nicoletti now. Everything changed with the brand. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, which is Al Nicoletti. I have content on probate, quiet title, partitions, and you can also find me on Clubhouse at Al Nicoletti now. So I have the Clubhouse link. That's
awesome. We love Clubhouse.
Yeah, everything's there. And so I have also a new show that I've been rolling out called The Al Nicoletti Show. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify. It'll be posted on the YouTube channel, and it'll be posted all over Facebook. And the whole show is bringing on rock stars, super investors, leaders of the clubs in their community that are going to just educate people, inspire people to keep doing real estate, to learn from it, bringing on just big names. I got Cece on there.
Yes.
She is vibrant, and she's also an influencer, right? So Cece isn't just in real estate. She just does influencing, and I loved having her on the show. So I have people like her on there, title companies, but more importantly, just really having a great time interviewing people. So make sure you check out The Al Nicoletti Show on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and that's where people can find me.
All right, guys, don't miss it. Definitely follow Alan. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We can direct your questions to him. Also, keep an eye out for any other classes. Like I said, he's going to be in office today hosting a class. So, and we also have Zoom links. So just make sure that you're following us. And if you want to stay up to date on probate real estate, Al is your guy.